I'm Kyleigh from Freedom Vans. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to be back with this van tour today. I am going to give you a tour of our first semi-custom long wheelbase layout. And although this is our first one, this has been in the works we've been doing this for over 9 years at this point, and it's just been, we've been building to this. So it's just very well thought through. Comfort and function are really at the forefront of this build, and I have so much to tell you about it. Before we get into this tour, I do want to share a little bit about the owners of this van. So this van was picked up almost 4 months ago at this point and has already made a cross-country trip from Washington to Florida and back, and has been so well loved and so well used, and I'm so excited to show how it's organized and used in a very practical way. About a month before this van went home, the husband passed away, and it was in a snowboard accident up at Mount Baker. He was such a cool guy, a firefighter in our community. In the short period of time I knew him, was just such an inspiration to my life. He has 3 adult children who he has just raised to be very brave and adventurous and do all these really cool, did so many cool things with them, and just lived such a big life, and we're just so grateful to have gotten to know him, and you'll see some little pieces of him throughout this van. The 2 things that he asked from us during this van was very much for his wife from the beginning, but the 2 things that he was like, okay, sweetie, I need these 2 things, and then I'm down to do whatever you want to do in here. He wanted a comfortable seat to where he could put up his feet, and then he wanted this roof rack with all the lights on it. So as we go through this tour, those items were specifically for him, and I think that you'll see little pieces of him along the tour as well. Okay, y'all, we are gonna really mix it up on this tour. We are gonna start in the back of the van, which I don't think I've ever done before. I know, we're crazy. So I just think that the bed layout is really what makes this layout unique. Based on a lot of our projects have the side-to-side bed. This layout was really originally inspired by our personal van, although we personally have a partition wall, and half of our van is garage space and half of our van is living space, and Tom will die on that hill. We will always have the partition between the 2 with the big garage space because that man has a lot of toys. But having said that, a big storage space, big garage space in this was really important to us. I think that having a side-to-side bed has its benefits, and flare space, adding flares, they're such a great company to work with. I just want to let you all know the flares are great. Sleeping side to side is right for some people. We chose to sleep lengthwise because these vans are really meant to be 4-season off-grid vans. They are meant to go through all climates, and by sleeping lengthwise, we're able to have more insulation in the walls, which is huge for our skiers and snowboarders. It just makes it a really comfortable insulated space. Also, this van's very much built for 2 people, and when there are 2 people sleeping here, you don't have to like crawl over each other. You know, when Tom and I first started dating, we slept side to side in our van, and it was so cute. We got to cuddle all the time, but we are 9 years into this relationship, and I love cuddling with Tom, but it's also nice to have some sleeping space. You know, we were like forced cuddles, sleeping side to side, but now we have an extension. We can sleep long ways. I can get out of the bed and make coffee in the morning without disturbing him. There are a lot of great benefits to that. What's so cool about this van is that we've worked with so many different clients over the years and done renditions of this, so we have heard their feedback and their needs. And so we tried to find a layout that really fit a lot of people's needs, and those were kind of the things that we've heard. The other really nice thing about this bed situation that is going to age well is we have this giant pull-out drawer. It doesn't have drawer slides. We decided to nix the drawer slides because slides are something that can break, and they break really easily. So you're stepping on that all the time to get into bed. We just didn't want to deal with that. So it does slide out really easily on the laminate, but it's heavy enough to stay in its position, and we do have a little shim there. So you just pull it up over the shim and you have a nice giant step. So getting in and out of that bed in the middle of the night when you're a little foggy, you won't trip. It's just a really nice sturdy step. At the end of the bed on this side of the shower, which actually the base spec layout, this starts as a closet with room for a toilet underneath for people that don't want to have the interior shower. It also brings down the expense a little bit. And that's really great because you just get more storage space. There is an outdoor shower and there's space for any toilet that you want. So if you want to just bring a portable toilet, if you want to have it for more storage, if you want to do a bucket like we do, you can do it all right there. These layouts are great because although they are a set layout, there are some really great options that allow you to put your unique touch and make it more personal to you and your needs. So this shelf on the back is pretty typical of similar layouts that we do. You can see how the owner of this van is using it. She has her journal and her books. I put the little plant. Sometimes in the design process, we have people who say, we're really not planning to travel with plants, so we don't really need those shelves. The shelves are not just for plants. We just, with the curves of the vans, can't build our cabinets all the way, so it's just allows you to utilize the space a little bit more. We usually have little outlets near the shelf so you can plug in your phone, set your phone at night for the ones in the bed, or plug in your lights, whatever you need. Put your cup of water down, things like that. This layout also comes with 10 by 33 sliders in the wall panels. There's a couple of options for windows. There's awning windows, there's slider windows. We like to do the sliding windows because they do let in a good amount of airflow. We do like to put the awning windows in as well, and we usually do those by the front windows, so you can still open those up when it's raining and have airflow, but the 10 by 33 sliders are great. They're also really open, so it's really nice to be able to look out at night. If you hear a weird noise or something, it's cool to just kind of be able to peek out. And then, yeah, just get that really great airflow right next to where you're sleeping. It's been 80 degrees in Bellingham this week, which doesn't sound like it's that hot, but man, that like nice breeze at night makes such a big difference. Underneath the bed, we have this big door. So it's basically, we use the kitchen and the wet room as walls for that door, and then we frame it in a little bit, and then we have this giant door. And the reason for that is, one, it saves space because we're not building an additional wall in addition to all of this. So the long wheelbase van we do in both the Sprinter 170, which is this van, or the Transit 148, which is gonna, we'll be showing that off soon. That van will be done in September. And that van specifically, the owners are surfers. So they're gonna be able to open this up and move their surfboards in through this because it's such a big opening, or our paddle boarders. So it'll be really great to just, not so much for big trips. You don't want to have a big thing like that in your way. You'll probably want to put it on the roof, but it'll be great for like day trips to throw your gear in here. We caulk everything. We use very water resistant materials. I wouldn't say like just throw your wet gear into the front area and drench the laminate floor, but it is a waterproof floor, so it is meant to handle some water. Let's move into the middle of the van. So one thing we do with the lights is that we have a front circuit of lights and a rear circuit of lights. So the rear circuit of lights are, you can turn them on and off from the back of the van, and then the front circuit you turn on and off when you get into the van. That way, when you're getting ready for bed at night, you still have the lights on, and then you can turn them off from bed without getting out of bed. And they're all on dimmers. We have under cabinet strip lights. These are all on dimmers. We have a DC and AC outlet here. These are accessible from the bed or the kitchen. And then our control panel we like to have close to bed also, so that you can turn on and off your heater or your fan. You can check your batteries. This is also our LTE booster. And then behind this, we have the fuse block. So it's just kind of a nice spot to store your fuse block, very easy to access. We have nice soft close hinges on these doors, which if you've seen my other videos, you know Tom has an opinion about me. Sometimes I'll close these and he's like, you ruined the whole aesthetic of them. They soft close so nicely. So let's give these cabinets their moment. They soft close. They're also adjustable hinges, so they hold themselves closed really well. And then a little cabinet over the bed area. The owner did add this paper towel holder. The one thing I would say about this paper towel holder is that it's a looser one, so when the wind comes, it just kind of, we've gone through this in our personal van. We've used very many different paper towel holders, and this one, it kind of just, the wind will fly this whole thing everywhere. So we like to use the ones, they're linked in our Amazon shop, go check them out, but they're like a little bit more beefy in the center, so they hold them really well and they don't unwind. So let's talk about the kitchen. Really nice big kitchen. This is like my dream van kitchen. It's not gonna happen for me until my kids are older. We actually just demoed our kitchen to fit more seating. So we'll have a much smaller situation in our personal van, but man, this kitchen is dreamy. So we have the double burner induction cooktop. I feel like I do tend to just use one of the burners. But having a dual burner, like, oh man, these are going to be good meals in here. You can get fancy. This one, we have the upgrade with the water filter and then a nice pull down faucet. She chose black for her interior choices. Silver is also an option. It does come with butcher block countertops. You can upgrade to Corian if you decide you want the Corian countertop, the solid surface. I just love light wood. This is totally my dream. All the natural wood colors in here are so beautiful. And then we do have the upgraded size refrigerator in our long wheelbase semi-custom layout. So this is the 4.3 Vitrifrigo refrigerator rather than the 3.2, which is in our short wheelbase layout. That's the refrigerator size that Tom and I rocked living in our van. And I just think the 4.3 for full-time living, or if you're going on month-long trips, with the 3.2 we could fit 3 to 4 days of groceries, and with the 4.3 you can fit a solid week. 2 weeks after I met Tom, I agreed to move into his van with him and was on the road with him 2 months later, starting this business, traveling together. And I feel like that was our number one fight, was about how many vegetables I would put into the refrigerator. So I'm just saving y'all your relationships here. You don't have to deal with that fight. You can put whatever you want. There is a really cute little freezer space in these refrigerators too. And they come with the cutest little ice maker. So you can definitely fit like some ice cream in there, lots of refrigerator space. You're all set. We do have a countertop extension in this van. That was an upgrade. There is a lot of countertop space to begin with. This just gives you a little bit more workroom, so that's totally optional. We have the big 15 by 20, 10-inch deep stainless steel sink, so you can fit so many things in here. This is totally my go-to when we're traveling. Just throw all our stuff in the sink real quick. There is a butcher block cover also, or sink cover, which will not be in the future spec layouts because the sink comes with a cutting board now, and I think that's great, but we do have that stored in here right now. Lots of drawer storage. So we have this giant drawer underneath the induction cooktop, which you can fit so much kitchen stuff in. We have this huge cabinet. So the base model does come with a bucket gray water system, but when you add the shower, then we also add a gray tank underneath. So when you do that, that really opens up the space even more. It's still a large space with the bucket. So she has pots and pans under here. There's a trash can, fire extinguisher, cleaning supplies. You can fit so much stuff under there. And then we do have this little spice rack. I don't think the spice rack is going to make it in future builds just because it did make this backsplash so tight. And then we have more drawer storage here, and I kind of talked about that step and how nice that is. So very functional storage in the kitchen. Okay, this wet room, it's small, and let's be honest, this is a van. You kind of have to choose what the major things that you want are. We wanted to have a good lounge space, nice big bed, and that means we compromised some shower space. So we have the Nature's Head composting toilet in here. We have FRP, smooth white walls. So really, to shower, you can either take out the toilet and have that big space. If you don't use the shower super often, you can put a little removable closet rod in here. I've seen a lot of people do that. It's a great use of space. And then you still have the option of showering, which, man, in winter it's so nice to have an interior shower. Summer, I love showering outside. We lived in our van. During the winter, I took a lot of sink baths because we never had a stand-up shower, but there were definitely a few times where I was like, ooh, this would be the time. But anyway, so to go to the bathroom in here, I'll give you a little shot. I feel like to use the restroom here, this door really isn't that functional for that. It's more so to wet-proof, like waterproof the shower, to take a shower. And you totally can shower with this in here. One person said like, oh, I can just sit on the toilet and take a shower, or stand around the toilet. You definitely can do that. You don't have to move the toilet. It's really easy to move this toilet though. To sit on the toilet, I don't think that this door being closed is very functional, but what we're doing for another client, because that having privacy there was important sometimes, we will have little D-rings in the ceiling and then a curtain that just hangs right here, and then you just clip it up real quick, and then you have like a nice big luxurious toilet area when you want it. Okay, so this dining area, I feel like this dining area right here is the whole reason a lot of people opt to go with our company. This was like a huge design point for me when I originally designed Fitzroy basically for myself. It like lived vicariously through that client. This dinette area, it can serve as a little bed because the seat is a little bit higher over there, and that's not going to be the same in each van because this van did not have swivels. We added the swivels, so that raised that seat a little bit. The vans that already have the swivels are going to be a little bit lower because they come with lowered seat bases. So whether it's down a little bit lower or up a little bit higher, our dinette's going to be somewhere in the middle with any layout. That front seat base can be an extension. This can totally be like a little bed for someone in a pinch. It is about, even without that being raised, it is just shy of 5 feet. This can be a dining space for 2 people. It can be a little couch area, which I did take photos of it in couch mode, and it's really cute. It can be a space for someone to sit. This van added a sound bar, so this has really nice central music. I love just sitting here and looking outside. We filmed a little update earlier, and it's just a really nice spot to just sit and hang out and relax after you're out skiing, out kayaking, out doing whatever you're doing, waiting for your tea to warm up. This is just a great spot to look out. You have full windows up here. There's plenty of room for other people. You can definitely seat 4 people up here, no problem. The ottoman does pull out and give you more space for your feet, which is really cool. And then for this client specifically, he wanted a comfortable place to put up his feet, and it's just such a good spot to sit here and put up your feet and relax. Above the front seats, we have the headliner cabinet. This is such a good spot for just soft goods, your pillows, your jackets. We put our dog stuff up there too, just things that you need to grab from the front door pretty easily. And then this is an additional option to add this privacy curtain. So this privacy curtain, it just makes it really easy when you don't want to put all your because it does come with full window covers. So you will have a windshield cover and side door covers with the base model, but this just makes it really easy if you're changing in here and you just want to close it up really quickly, or you want the front to look the same and just have some privacy on the back. This is really easy to pull shut. It's an insulated material, so it insulates the space really well too. So that's kind of a wrap on the interior tour, but we have more. Let's talk about the exterior and the garage. Okay, if I haven't lost you yet, although maybe we'll have little markers so you can skip to wherever you want, hear whatever you want to hear. Let's talk about the exterior of this van. So our base layout really doesn't come with a lot of exterior upgrades, but we do have a full service center where we do exterior upgrades on all vans, and we have a lot of additional options for these vans. So first of all, for the Sprinter vans, we just recommend upgrading the wheels and tires and suspension. I think that just the Sprinters, those items really help the ride quality right off the back. Or keep the stock stuff. The stock suspension will probably be worn out in the first couple of years, and upgrade it then. It's up to you. For this, we have, and this is our most common upgrade, is the 4.3 Van Compass suspension upgrade. And then we have our wheels and tires. This one has the Maxxis Razors, which is a 3-ply tire. That's really great for off-roading. Our go-to is actually the Falcon Wild Peak AT3s, and Tom has them on his personal vehicle. They're just a good kind of everything you're doing kind of tire. And then we've got our custom, or I shouldn't even say custom fabricated, Freedom Vans fabricated running board. Tom is so proud of this. Like, if you come to our shop, he's gonna make you get up on one of these. He's gonna show you all the different ways to get into the van and how you'll never slip. So these running boards are really cool. They keep a lot of clearance while giving you a good height step up into the van, and they're really burly. So these running boards are awesome. If you want one, you can just purchase them from us. So we'd be happy to build one for you. One other thing I thought was really cute, we did not do this, but in our personal van, we always have our dogs. And so we put a little sign in our front windshield saying, like, dogs have water, van is temperature controlled, call us if you have any questions. We write our number. So if you ever see our van, you can totally get our personal info and give us a call. But I loved this sticker. That is just so nice, so people know your dog is well taken care of in there. It is a very well insulated van. The underbody filter fan and the fan in the back are standard with the base layout, and those work really well to bring cooler air, shaded air from underneath the van and circulate it through and then out the back of the van. So that system works really well. And then you can add an upgrade option, is you can do the roof mount AC if you want to also. So yeah, loved that. Definitely need to figure out where to get one of those. So on top of the van, we do have one of our roof racks that was fabricated by Tom. Our business is what it is today because of the way Tom's brain works, and he's just so functionally minded. And he does like things very aesthetically pleasing as well. So we are able to integrate the lights package, whichever lights our clients want. The awning's really beautifully integrated. The solar panels are very beautifully integrated. So, and then it's very aerodynamic. He definitely thinks about wind noise and how the wind's gonna affect literally every time we have a meeting about anything. This just happened on Monday when we were talking about an AC that was being mounted in the front. His first thought process was, okay, how are we gonna make that aerodynamic though? So yeah, the roof racks are really beautiful and great and very well thought through. And then we've installed an Illuminous ladder back here, which is also a tire carrier if they chose to move their tire up here, but without the tire it's much easier to get up and down the ladder, and this was an upgrade option. So let's go back and talk about the systems that run this van. So this is so cool because you actually get to see the van garages in the works right now. The van garage is just so important because this is where you bring all your fun stuff and you get to bring it all with you. You can fit bikes back here, paddleboard, like you can fit everything back here, which is so cool. So we have these little hooks on the back headboard, which are so nice for adding all of your gear. So we used to have these really beautiful live edge headboards, which were so gorgeous. Tom finds down logs in our community. He takes them, he has them milled, he has them dried, and then we incorporate them into a lot of our builds. So all of our wood tables are framed with the it's mostly maple, and then we use that as all of our edge banding is all hardwood. So we use this really beautiful hardwood throughout these builds. And we actually transitioned away from that because we noticed it was a layout very similar to this, and we noticed when we went to visit them once that they had like pieces of wood hanging up or standing up so that their pillows wouldn't fall back behind the headboard. And so we transitioned to doing a little ledge here, which has been really cool because you can put a water cup here, you can set things down here when you're in bed, and it also it gives you a little bit more space for your pillows, and then it just keeps your pillows from falling down. And then you do have space for hooks and backpacks, which is such a good use of the space inside the doors. So this is our gear tray. The base model comes with one gear tray, which is actually perfect for the space. And you can pull this out. These are 500-pound rated full extension lock-in, lock-out slides. So these are so cool because you can come over here, you can easily get your bike down, you can, if you have bins, very easily take those up and down. On the back doors, there are these storage bags. This was an upgraded option, and a really not an expensive one at all. But these are, you can see how much she's able to fit in here with the rags and her shoes and her outdoor shower stuff. And it's just such a good use of space. So on the passenger side, we put the water system. This has a 36-gallon over wheel well tank. When you're filling your water, there is a little door here and a light inside of there that you can see the level of your tank. And even with the bike here, you can see you can still open it a little bit, see the level of where your water tank is while you're filling to make sure you don't overfill your tank. There is a drain. If you do accidentally overfill it, it's just gonna fill outside of your van. It's not gonna overflow or flood your van or anything like that. And then they do have a 6-gallon hot water heater here. There's access to the pump and another little water system fuse block down here. And then we've got the outdoor shower. So this is cool. A good van outdoor shower is so amazing. It just sits there, you can shower, you can put magnets in a shower curtain and create like a little curtain space back here for some privacy. On the shower side, we have this water blowout, so that is for winterizing the van. You can put compressed air up to that blows out all of your lines, and it keeps water from expanding and contracting inside of the lines during winter. And then this is where the water fill is, so it's inside, no one can tamper with your water fill, and it's just really easy to fill. Sometimes it drips a little bit, but you can see this is all caulked and waterproof, but this nice wood, you gotta be ready with a towel to clean up any drips. This is our switch on a dimmer for our storage light, so you can get in here and access all of your gear at night. We do have the switch for the outdoor lights back here as well. And then a nice big open shelf, so you can fit all of your skis and long items. And then over on the other side is our power system. So this van comes with a 400 amp hour lithium battery bank. So it's pretty well sized, especially if you're just going with the base and have the induction cooktop, the water heater, kind of your big draws. We have a 3,000 watt inverter. So the induction cooktop pulls about 1,800 watts. The hot water heater pulls about 1,400 watts. You can't necessarily run those big items together. There's also an option to add a microwave, which is another 1,400 watts, but you can run those individually and you're charging your phone or your laptop and run smaller items as well. And then you can see our Here, let's move this backpack so you can see better. Yeah, our electrical is just really clean and organized. Shout out to Tony. He's very OCD about his electrical. So there's a master on-off switch so you can turn off the batteries. You have breakers for everything. So we try to make it really easy for you. Everything runs the way it's supposed to, and if anything goes wrong, you can come back, flip a breaker, flip a switch, pull a fuse, check things. So it's very user-friendly. On the roof, we do have a 400-watt solar panel that comes standard. If you want to upgrade and add a second panel, there's definitely space for it as long as you don't have the rooftop AC. If you add the rooftop AC, you get 400 watts of solar. It's great. And then one last thing about charging. So we have solar to charge. The batteries charge when you're driving. That's the fastest way to charge them. Solar is a trickle charge, so it's the slowest way, but it is always charging, so that is where you're getting the most charge. And then we also do have this little stealthy shore power plug underneath the bumper. Again, we just don't want like plugins on the outside of the van and all these things, so it's very stealthy, nice and covered. You can use any standard house outlet. It's a 15 amp plug-in. You can plug in an extension cord, and then that is a 60 amp battery charger. So our shore power isn't like your traditional RV where you would plug into shore power and then everything runs inside of the van. Instead, you plug it in and it's charging your batteries, and everything still runs off of your batteries. And really our vans are just meant to be off-grid, so shore power is just another way to charge your batteries. So that is a wrap on this tour. It's so exciting to bring the semi-custom layouts to life. We have just put so much thought and energy into this whole process and the function of everything, and it feels so good to have it out there. All of our clients, Abby, our previous design engineer, all of our team members have all made this possible. So it's a lot of melding of the minds, and we're just so proud of it. So we're really excited for it to be out there. I didn't even get into like all of our installation practices, which I have a video on our social media about. Check that out if you're interested in how the foundation and why we do everything that we do. I really talk about the materials that we use in the installation in that video, which are so important. Just all of the little details of how we trim things out, how we put fabric wrap everything. There's so much that I haven't even covered in this already very long video that are, I think, just say a lot about who we are and why we do the things that we do, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So check out our website for more information. Check out our social media. Stacy is our office manager. She runs the front office. She loves when you guys give her a call or stop by for a shop tour. So please feel free to reach out. And yeah, if you want to email me, I'd love to talk to you too. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.